Okay, Kieran here. Just looking at finishing off this composite and doing some quick refinements. I can see looking at my Lotus that I've caught a little bit of the background on the original selection. So what I'm doing is reselecting, as we saw earlier, making use of the history palette as well, which can be found in the window menu. I made a couple of mistakes as I was working there, and so I just stepped backwards through the history. Basically looked at refining that selection edge, which was a little bit rough. I caught a little bit of the background, and a similar thing happened when I was editing the block. So just arranging things here and having a little bit of a play with the hue and saturation of different elements to generate some variety and interest in the image, and having a good bit of a play to try and get things to be a little bit visually different and arranged in an interesting manner. Just using the canvas command there to give ourselves a little bit of extra room, which we will come back and crop at the end. But once again, using the free transform commands to throw in a little bit of variety. I can see that I've got the background of the book there, background edge, using the magic wand tool as we did a few minutes ago to select and delete that edge. And finally for this element, just building a little bit of a fake background that's built on a sampled colour from the original image, and that's often a really nifty little trick, is to sample colours from the original place. And speaking of colour, the Lego blocks here are quite saturated and kind of dominating the composition. So as we position and change those colours, also just lowering the opacity or backing out the saturation a little bit to have that work better in the composition. Just bringing in the jet image, combining and transforming selections here. So we've got an elliptical selection, holding down the shift key to add geometric and freehand selections, as we saw with the Lotus, and then just applying some refinement. Actually, it's ended up being a little bit firm, that selection, so we're just ending up after the layer style here, adding a layer style, and then command clicking the layer icon to reload the selection. This time just contracting as we did before, and using the erase tool to paint inside the selection area to mimic the character of the original image. And we're done.